Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
I, Sakshi Tyagi, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, heartily welcomes you for the Skill Development Program on 3D printing, specially organized for the students by HIT AICT Idea Lab. The duration of this particular event, as it is mentioned, is from 7th to 12th September, and it will be involving different sessions organized by our academicians. According to the National Education Policy that was presented by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we like different institutes, engineering institutes, have to establish a particular lab in their premises. And this particular opportunity our college HIT has got to establish the AICT Idea Lab. As you all know that AICT stands for All India Council for Technical Education, and IDEA. It means like I is for innovation, D for development, E for evaluation, and A for application of that particular idea. So whatever we think, like whatever ideas we have, regarding whatever we see around us. So, like inculcating those ideas and making a prototype out of that is the basic of the idea lab which we have. And the tagline for this lab is learning by doing. Okay. So, by not wasting further time, I want to call the coordinators and the co-coordinators of Idea Lab who have like the pillars of the AICT lab. I want to welcome our HOD sir, Dr. Gautam Kumar Bosu, who is the coordinator of Idea Lab, to share certain aspects of this particular event. Sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Great. Respected Professor Devdatta Ghosh, my friend, philosopher and guide in this Idea Lab. Without whose proper guidance and assistance, this program would have been impossible for us. Mrs. Sakshi Tyagi, the permanent anchor of our department, and most renowned faculty of our department, and my dear students. So it is a great occasion that you people have gathered for a skill development program. Now guys, skill development, this engineering or technology, the domain that you are in, demands skill development. During the pandemic, for the last 2 years, there has been a detachment from real study. Real study means studying through experience. Okay, so that has been a gap, a huge gap was being there because most of the study sessions were online mode and you are not getting the flavor of having practicals with hands-on experience, which is a requirement for any technological degree. So, skill development is an aspect where a student needs to acquire certain learning, certain knowledge, certain skills for developing his or her potential. Now, in today's world, if anybody wants to acquire some information, there are ample avenues. Okay, through internet, you can search on any topic, and you can get any information you want. So, acquiring information, if somebody wants, there is no bar. Okay, it's very easy nowadays to get it. But acquiring skill is a challenge. You cannot acquire skill through internet. You can only acquire by involving yourself with that particular objective. Suppose you want to learn guitar. There are n number of videos uploaded in YouTube through which you can see how a person can play guitar and you can get the information regarding playing guitar. So at least you have to buy a guitar and practice according to it, then you acquire the skill. Now, if you want to know swimming, if you want to learn swimming, I can teach you the blackboard with very good mathematics at what angle, what will be the buoyancy, and how will you paddle your feet. Then I take you to the swimming pool and I tell you, well, I have taught you, I have given you all the videos, all the demonstration, now you swim. Is it possible? So, there comes the practical aspect of life, right? Skill. I can give you all the information regarding swimming. I can give you all the information how to kick a football. At what angle you have to give the thrust to the ball and at what angle it will bend. Everything I can calculate mathematically, I can give you. Then I take you to the field and tell you kick the ball and make a goal. It is impossible. So you need to acquire something. You need to acquire that skill. Okay? So skill is important. So skilling by doing is important in engineering. And believe me guys, you are in mechanical. This is the evergreen department. From centuries, this department is prevailing and still it will be going. Okay. Now the thing is like nowadays people are crazy and running after CS and IT domains. Guys, in software, the chair where the computer geeks are sitting is made by some mechanical engineers. If you stop making those chairs, they have to sit on the floor. If you stop making the cabinet of the computer, they can't work. So mechanical is the prime mover. Suppose if the power plant doesn't work, lack of mechanical engineers, power plant is not working. Where will their 5G internet system will come? Where will their computer run? So you cannot do away with the core department. Mechanical, civil, electrical, these are the core department. Chemical, these are all core department. You cannot do away with this core department. It is the prime mover in engineering. Okay. Now, skilling program imparts hands-on experience to the students. Now, in our institution, as Madam has already mentioned, we have an idea lab. Now, the basic objective of developing this idea lab is to create the knowledge domain inside the student's mind, and they will be creative enough. So this creative and innovation, these two are missing. How many of you dream? How many of you dream? Do you dream? Dreaming of what? Earning money? Yes. See guys, the fact is, if you are running after money, you will not get money. The moment you stop running after money, the money will run after you. Okay, all the great persons you find in today's business world, rich, they never ran after money. Man, money is running after them. That should be the objective, right? If you are thinking that I will always I want this amount of money, it will not come. It's like a mirage. Okay, so what I was trying to explain, like innovation, creativity. That means you need to have some originality. With this Google and all this internet stuff, we are trying to replicate something, we are trying to copy something. There is no originality. That's why you'll find in today's world, we mimic what the Western world is doing. In India, from Indian perspective, we try to copy somebody. Even if the hairstyle that somebody has done, it's copying some heroes or Bollywood stars. Why don't you make your own styles? That will be the originality. So for this design workshop, you design your own product, you design your own stuff, then it will be an original object. Try to think different. Use your imagination. We do not imagine. The problem with us is we hardly imagine something. In our childhood days, we used to scribble on paper, we used to scribble on walls. That's the imaginative power of a kid, scribbling some objects, some sketches, but that fades away with the passage of time. So that kind of mindset you have to have. Imaginative mindset, which is very, very lacking in Indian perspective. See, I tell you guys, you are entering into the domain of Industry 4.0. Okay, so it is already there in the Western world and is slowly percolating in India. After next 5 to 10 years, it will be full-fledged in Indian industry world. So this industry 4.0 will do away with all the human efforts in industry. No human efforts are required. Human intervention will be minimum. No labor is required. No person's physical working in the industry is required. Everything will be controlled by AI system. Okay? So it is already there. It's all unmanned. Unmanned vehicles are there. Unmanned machines operating on its own. It is already operating in the Western world. Okay, only human intervention is required if there is some maintenance work, if there is some malfunctioning or breakdown of the machine is required. Then human intervention is required. Otherwise, in normal condition, working condition, there is no human intervention required. It will work on its own. This is the scenario what we will find after 5 to 10 years in industry. There will be no human labor required. Even in software industries also. Then what will happen? Humans will be required to develop. You will be required as a developer, creating something new, teaching the computer something new. If it is a repetitive work, computer is well educated at par with human to operate on its own. But if you want to do something new, you have to teach the computer. You have to be imaginative. So your skill set will be different 10 years down the line. You will feel the change very soon. You will feel this change. It is getting incorporated in industry very soon. So this regular kind of skill set will be obsolete in industry 10 years down the line. You need to upgrade yourself. You need to develop yourself with a different mindset. You have to be creative, imaginative, something new. You have to develop on your own so that you can be market accepted. Okay, so guys, I'll not linger further. Now I request Professor Devdatta Ghosh, who is a senior faculty member of HIT, one of the senior faculty members of HIT right now, with immense knowledge He is from electronics, applied electronics and instrumentation department. So he can give you some light on these areas because he is an expert in IoT and embedded system. Okay. So I request Professor Devdatta Bose to deliver his words of wisdom with you, share his experience. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Okay. So, all are from second year? Yes. I thank you, my coordinator, Professor Gautam Bose. He is representing your discipline. I am not from your discipline. So, if I do any mistake during my lecture, please pardon me because I am not directly from this field. My exposure is related to electronics and instrumentation. But it's very pertinent in today's world because all the engineering discipline works together. Mechanical cannot work alone. Instrumentation cannot work alone. Professor Bose cited one example of related to power plant. And if you visit a power plant, obviously in your future life you will visit, you will see lots of instrumentation, lots of chemical engineering, lots of electrical engineering, even computer science engineering. So if you talk about a process, it's all about handshaking of several engineering disciplines. So my job is not today to talk about engineering discipline, but the key word which you can identify from this is multidisciplinary. During my discussion, I repeat this multidisciplinary word in connection with this particular level. Now, when we have studied engineering, that time theory classes, practical classes, complete exposure about the industrial system were quite okay. But today, we are living in the world where your engineering knowledge, the theoretical part and the practical part which you are going to acquire through the journey in your syllabus is not good enough. Important is how much skill you have acquired. So if we talk about skill, it is all about technical skill and life skills. So technical skills means related to your subjects. So point is that technical skills are there and there will be enough opportunities as Professor Bose has mentioned. But you have to have the life skills also. That's very important. Communication skill, how to represent your topic in front of a audience, a gathering. How you need to make your speech tailor-made depending on the target audience. So all these things, all these skills you need to acquire. Because everybody will get engineering degree. There is no doubt about it. But the level of skill which you are going to acquire in this 3 years journey, rest 3 years journey is going to matter. And it may happen, instead of job seeker, you will be job, you will create the job. So coming back to this particular laboratory, this is a joint venture between our institute, All India Institute of Technology and All India Council for Technical Innovation. Throughout India, you can identify 70 such laboratories. Where it's a joint venture, is the entire money is equally shared by the institute and All India Council for Technical Innovation. And the entire price of this laboratory, excepting the infrastructure, is 1.1 crore. So we have just opened up this laboratory in the month of April. What is the job of this laboratory? To give you the right forum where you can acquire skills. So in various ways, there will be training programs, there will be lecture sessions, there will be practical sessions where you can acquire skills. Secondly, you can work on your ideas. Right? Idea development, evaluation, application, all these things you can go for. But important is you have to learn how to convert your idea into a prototype. There is a journey. First, you have to ask yourself, what is the uniqueness? What is the newness in my idea? Whether it is a repetition or not. So, if you make another job of same quality with higher price, it's not innovation. Innovation means maybe a repetition, but it will lower cost. Maybe you are increasing the throughput. Right? So that's innovation. If we say innovation, do not take it very seriously. Innovation means the products which we are using in our day-to-day life. Not necessarily in all the cases our products will be used in the industry. In our household life also. So the first slide, which you can see there, it talks about development, evaluation, application. So the punchline, once again we can repeat, it's learning by doing. So process of this laboratory will be little bit different from the conventional approach which we use in our departmental laboratory. Mostly what we do in the conventional laboratory, we start. We have some experiments, for example, flow measurement by such and such method. Right? We see in how many ways we can go for flow measurements. So let's say orifice, venturi, Peter tube, etc. etc. So we study, we see their performance and we compare. This is what we do. But here, we give you skill which will help you directly to make your ideas into prototype, conversion. This is not about theoretical. Here, mostly we will work in the laboratory, practical, more and more practical. Then if you use it, your skill, if you use it with your imagination, dreams, then you will get ideas. And many ideas can be implemented. You can start your own institution. Right? You can identify the problems which are there in the institute itself, in your hostel, in your classrooms, in your department, and you can solve those problems. Technically, of course. So vision of this laboratory is to robust, it talks about build a robust ecosystem which will basically connect innovation and startups. From your childhood, you have many ideas. As I said, if you take a paper and a pencil, you give it to a kid, he started drawing some imaginary things. It's not a skill, but some ideas are there. Maybe those ideas cannot be implemented. But now, Government of India, all academic institutions are thinking the same line where those ideas has to be structured, evaluated properly, developed properly so that we can land up as a startup. So this is the vision. Maybe very quickly we cannot reach there, but that is the target we have down the line, maybe for 25 years. So after 25 years, we can reach to that world where quickly we can, we'll have the forum, we'll have the environment where the ideas can be converted into a product. There comes the visions. And I totally agree with Professor Bose that, employment, if you do something meaningful, you'll be employed. Right? You'll be employed. Definitely you'll be employed. Whatever be your training placement department, whatever opportunities they create. But you can see yourself employed. Provided you have acquired the required skill. Subsequently, when you will get the ideas about National Board of Accreditation, Washington Accord, and in each classroom, some displays are there. So if you start reading, you'll find what is expected from a graduate. It is expected that within this 4 years journey, they must acquire 12 attributes, 12 engineering attributes. They will be called an engineer. It is not about only technical. You have to have ethical sense. You have to have the ideas about your society, environment. You have to understand those. So if you look into the syllabus, keeping all those points in minds, different subjects are given. You find many management subjects are there. Even biology is given. Okay, all these things are given purposefully. So, what Ideal Lab will do? So this is the setup where we can pull innovative ideas. So this is an arrangement where all the technical infrastructures are installed in one room across all engineering branches. Okay, the students, faculty members can come and can implement their ideas. So, it's also important that afterwards we will not restrict ourselves within the campus. It's a kind of technical movement where we will try to reach the community, the schools, right? Our future generation, everywhere we need to reach. First of all, the awareness is required. Everybody should be aware of the fact that yes, we have got this kind of infrastructure or forum in the Healthy Institute of Technology, and it should be usable in the proper manner. Right? So, you can understand what is the objective of this type of laboratory. It provides all facilities under one roof for the conversion of an idea into prototype. Clear? And second is the skill. That's important. 21st century skills. It talks about critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, etc. etc. And idea is to make the engineering students more curious, more imaginative, more creative, so that you can enjoy your education. It could be a fun. So, if your education is enjoyable, then definitely you will learn, automatically you will learn. So, all these practical approaches or practical facilities will enrich you towards that. If I talk about the theory of swimming, as he mentioned, maybe I'll be referring 2 hours class. But if I, instead of explaining the theory, if I take you to the swimming pool and we will try to make the art of swimming, to teach you practically, then of course, as a technical student, after learning swimming, will be able to relate it to the theory very easy. As you graduate engineer, you have to know the theoretical part also. If you only do, it's not enough. You have to explain, you have to understand what is the cause effect. So this is centered around this laboratory, will be centered around activities, promote multidisciplinary education and research. So this is not about only mechanical, this is not about only electronics. All branches of engineering can come here, can acquire those skills, can apply it as per their requirement. So that's the objective. This one. So these are the broad facilities you will have in this laboratory. You have root cutter router, CO2 laser cutter and engraver, 3D scanning, and you have a 3D printer also. It's listed here. The heart of this laboratory is 3D printing. And you have a PCB designing milling machine. Electronics laboratory is not the electronics laboratory towards the embedded system. In this short while, I cannot make you understand what is embedded system, but roughly you can think of a system which is embedded with computer. Maybe you can think of a microwave, you can think of a washing machine where one IC chip is programmed and embedded into it. I'll give you a very good example that this is all about embedded system. So here we can think of a product where we get the facility to program the ICs and we can put in a system and it will work according to the program given into it. So here the electronic side we have explored in order towards prototyping or prototyping. So this is what you will get it here. And there is a little section right at this moment. It's an Internet of Things IoT system because everybody talks about that. We are trying to explore it. We don't know how far we can reach, but yes, we are very serious about the last item, IoT system. And for every engineering discipline, we should be very much participating. So I have shown you the technical infrastructure. So a technical infrastructure can be used for prototyping, as I said. It can be used for conducting various training programs. And the first one is the ideation workshop. The first ideation workshop we are going to conduct on 16th of September, I guess, right? 16th of September, there will be first ideation workshop taking some students, will be taking some ideas. We'll identify some of the effective ideas and then we'll ask them to implement it in the laboratory. Maybe from 16 to 23rd grade. That will be the span when the student groups will be implementing the ideas. Definitely, we'll spread that for everybody's awareness. Faculty development program, because it's a new technology, new approach, so everybody should learn about this new technology. We have conducted faculty development program for electrical faculty members, instrumentation, electronics, mechanical. We have extended this for the chemistry faculty members also, right? And shortly we will be reaching out biotechnology, food technology, computer science. We have a very big knowledge, so it's not possible to cover up each and every faculty members in a short duration. But we will do that definitely. Professional skilling programs. This is the skilling programs. You will have boot camps. We have not yet conducted it. Awareness workshop for industry. We have called industry people to give the awareness about this sophisticated systems, and they can think how they can use that. They can give us work. So on behalf of them, we can solve their problems. We started doing that. Then school teacher awareness program. We can call the school teachers. to train them about those systems. Because in many of the schools, Government of India funded for auto tinkering lab. It's a smaller version of ITL labs, right? So in this particular laboratory, they will learn how to use this system. So if they go back, they can use effectively the auto tinkering lab. So you see, the technological movement suddenly has not been started from engineering college. It has been started from schools actually. Where from they have got this idea? In China, you know the development of China. You can criticize. Politically or academically, you can criticize them. But they are developed. There is no question on that. They have given 3D printers in each school to make us small products. You will not believe the idol which we put in our home, all are made in China. Okay, developed in the sponsored school by the school children. So that's the idea Government of India is trying to use so that we can become Atmanirbhar. Right? And open day for the school students. We have already organized for 2 schools. We have a plan to engage more schools with us. And finally, we go for annual conference. Annual conference will connect other idea laboratories with us. So it's a bigger network. Maybe once in a year we connect them. We have to go a little bit more so that we will be eligible to conduct annual conference. It could be here, it could be in other places as well. So these are the activities throughout the year, throughout this 2 years or 3 years journey we have to do it. But what Government of India expects that even the project period is 3 years, but it should continue, the process should continue. So we have to use this idea laboratory in such a way that we can earn. If we earn, then we can purchase the consumable cycles. Right? We have to give the maintenance. We have to provide the maintenance for the equipment. For that you need funds. So we need to generate funds also in the idea. It's too early to say all this, but after 1 year, it is expected that we can generate funds. And for that, your association in this laboratory is very much important. Okay? Some of the products you can see. These are the products developed in the IDEA laboratory. And the concept of IDEA laboratory came from CAG lab. The concept of the USA, right? Those laboratories, you will see, this is a laboratory is totally made by 3D. It's a very big laboratory. You see. So many such products can be developed where maybe you can see only mechanical, somewhere you can see mechatronics. Several different types of sensors are used. Micro electromechanical sensors are very popular nowadays, but names. So these are the products. So the final call is let us build our own thing. Okay, that's it for myself.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope that from our knowledgeable faculty, coordinator and co-coordinators are Dr. Gautam Bose sir and Sandeep Chaturvedi sir, you have got lot of knowledge regarding the industry 4.0 aspect and the 3D printing aspect. I hope that by gaining all this knowledge, you will try to idealize that or you will try to imagine that in what all fields we can apply this knowledge. As we are a mechanical engineer, like what all ideas we have gathered today, how we can apply that. So I hope that this session is fruitful on your end. Thanks for participating in the event. Thank you so much.
Okay guys, there is an announcement. All the students you will be escorted by our volunteers and ambassadors of IDEA Lab to our IDEA. Okay, from now we will be taken to our idea lab. You will see our facilities, see how the equipments are working. Okay, so you will have the experience of our idea lab right now.